Hello, in this math tutorial, I will be demonstrating estimation and personal strategies for arithmetic equations, specifically 3-digit by 3-digit addition. Our equation is 258 plus 357. We will first begin by estimating a sum. By estimating, we will round 258 to the number 250 and 357 to the number 350. We can take 50 from each number and add them together to give us 100. We can now take the remaining of 200 and 300 and add them together in order to give us 500. Adding together the 500 and the 100 gives us our estimation of 600. Here I've used base 10 blocks to demonstrate the two numbers that we are adding together. In the first row we have 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 8 ones. In the second row we have 3 hundreds, 5 tens, and 7 ones. Down here I've laid out some columns for hundreds, tens, and ones. Now I will demonstrate the first row in the first set of the column. Pictorially, this demonstrates 250 and 8. Now I will demonstrate the second number in the second set of the column. We can see that this is 3 hundreds, 5 tens, and 7 ones. We can now use the pictorial simulation in order to add them together at the bottom, while we also use the block 10. Pictorially, we can see that 8 plus 7 equals 15. If we look back up at the block 10s, 8 plus 7, if we put those together, also equals 15. We can now take the 10 from here and replace it with the 10 block. Back in the columns, we can see that this one is now in the 10 spot and can be moved over here. By adding the 5 tens and the 5 tens, we can see here that this gives us 11, including the one that we've taken over from here. Going back to the base 10 blocks, we can see that the 5 and the 5 plus the 1 give us 11. We can now take these 5 and trade them in for 100. Just as we did before, we can take this one that's now in the hundreds spot and move it over here into the hundreds column. We can now both see concretely and through the graph that we have 600 due to the 6 coming over here and the 500 from these two. We have 10 in the tens column and 5 in the fives column. This results in the number 6 in the hundreds, 1 in the tens, and 5 in the ones. We have now solved this equation both pictorially and concretely. 258 plus 357 leaves us with 615. Using my own personal mental math strategy, I can see that 2 and 3 go together to make 5. I also know that 5 and 5 go together to make 10. Seeing this, I know that this can move over to here, giving me a 6. I also know that 8 and 7 go together to make 15. I can now bring the 15 down to meet up with the 6, which I know is still in the 100 spots, leaving me with 615 as my final answer. We know that our answer is 615. However, our original estimation was 600. In order to come up with a more close estimation, we can choose to use different numbers. 258 can be rounded up into 260. We can also round 357 down to 350. By rounding one number up and one number down, we're more accurate to get close to our estimation and our final answer. This strategy leaves us with the number 610, which is only 5 numbers away from our answer and is definitely closer than our first and original estimation. Thanks for watching my tutorial.